Howdy, welcome to Lughnasadh. This is the first harvest of this year. So basically going to be starting the ceremony in a minute, but I just wanted to come on and say hello really quickly. I hope this started when I started talking. It's hard to tell with this technology stuff. I'm not very good at it. It's really quite amazing. I actually have a microphone. One moment. I have this microphone, but I'm not sure if it works. So I tried it last time and it didn't seem to work, but I'm not sure if it didn't work because I hadn't charged it enough yet, because it literally just came before I started the ceremony. So we'll see. I mean, maybe this will make a difference in the sound. I'm not sure, but we'll see. And we're going to get started right now. Thank you for joining me. Whenever you are, whether it's watching while I'm doing this live or whether you're watching a replay, it's all, there is no such thing as time. So no worries at all. Thank you. I kindle this flame for the hearth, for the home, for the whole of the people. One flame for light, one flame for warmth, one flame to circle us all. Earth unto heaven, heaven down to earth, this day and every day, may it be so, and may we pray with a good fire. As the ancestors have done in times before, we honor the gods in the old ways, that our hearths and our hearts may give cheer. Be it so. And so we begin. One extra one. By our will, by our words, by our work, this space is made whole and holy. By our will, by our words, by our work, this space is made whole and holy. By our will, by our words, by our work, this space is made whole and holy. We're here today to honor the shining ones, the mighty dead, and the allies of nature, and to invite them to join us in this celebration of the last of the summer seasons, festivals, and the first of the harvest season. We're here to honor the god Lu of the long arm, the many-skilled god for whom this time is named, Lu and Lughnasadh, in respect for his mother Telcha, who requested celebration in her memory at this time. Here in Arizona, we're noticing moisture off and on. Every once in a while it rains, and the moisture feels great and it cools everything down a little bit, which is wonderful. And I know that towards the end of next week we're supposed to be getting more rain and thunder, even not just here in Sedona, but also in the Phoenix area. So we'll see what happens, but I like that it cools things down like it does. It just makes a difference, because it's getting pretty hot today. I think the high is 96, so that's pretty warm. And we do okay in our little house. We keep it cool enough, so this is a wonderful thing. And anyway, so we're also noticing, all of the blooms, different bushes are blooming depending on what time of year it is. And so we have our butterfly bush is just kind of dropping the last of the few blossoms that we've had from the spring, and they last quite a long time, and it's a beautiful bush, really. And it was a weed actually growing in my yard, and it's turned into this shady tree now, which is really great. Also, trees are maturing as we go on, as I mentioned, and we are experiencing warm days and somewhat cooler nights. There are some mornings when it's in the 60s, and it's not really enough to turn on the heat, but it's definitely enough to, it is much cooler than it is like when I first go to bed at night. So it's really a wonderful breath of fresh air to wake up in that coolness in the morning. And we are going to be finding more warm days and somewhat cooler nights as we move towards autumn, which is our next celebration. So we're going to start today, as we usually do, with the Light Druid's Prayer. So just take a moment, take a deep breath, and absorb this while I recite it. Beloved source of all life, from whom all life-giving love flows and returns in the great way of things, sacred and holy are you. May we ever feel the flow of your divine presence in every moment of every day and in every living thing. Provide us forever with your bounty of nourishment and abundance in all forms, and teach us to trust in this everlasting outpouring. Teach us to walk in peace and harmony with every creature, field, and flower. Guide us to know only your truth, and give us courage to honor and protect this truth, and keep us from that which is not in alignment with your blessings and your grace. For you are the love that encompasses us, guides us, heals us, and upholds us, and we choose to be emanations of your sacred flame as we shine like the rising sun, bringing light and warmth to the world in which we live. Today and always, be it so. And now we go into anchoring the light of the heavens onto earth by doing the two-power meditation, which is actually 3 different levels, the 3 worlds of the heavens, the midworld, and the underworld. But together, when we attune ourselves with their powers and magnify them within us, we are basically doing that anchoring that I was talking about. So what we're going to do now is, in your relaxed situation, as I asked you to relax when I did the Light Druid's Prayer, you're going to continue to relax, and you're going to visualize this as I go through the exercise. So be aware of where you are touching the ground. It could be where you're standing, it could be where you're sitting, it could be any way that you are basically in contact with the ground under you. And as you do so, recognize that there are energetic roots growing down into the ground from the bottom of your feet. It's growing down into the ground. And interestingly, you'll also feel the gravity that's all around us, that's always embracing us in this wonderfully great hug, if you realize that that's what it is. So as you notice the roots growing down into the ground, they might intertwine with other roots that are also doing this, more energetic than not, but they're going down into all the different layers of the earth, all the way down, and the goal is for them to reach the center of the earth. And still those roots are going down, down, down. And they finally reach the center. They come out into this cavern. And in the middle of the cavern is a pool of clear water. And that clear water is the water of potential. And this means that this water is always available for your roots to go and find this potential and allow it to rise up, those roots, rise up the roots that have gone all the way down to that cavern, all the way up back into your body. And the waters are still rising in your body, rising up your legs, and actually pooling in the cauldron of your loins, which is actually the same as the lower 3 chakras. So it's filling the cauldron of your loins to overflowing, and those waters are flowing down all around you from the lower 3 chakras. And it keeps rising up in you, and it fills the cauldron of your heart. The cauldron of your heart is it's the heart chakra, so it's sort of the bridge between the upper and the lower. And it fills that to overflowing, and still the waters are flowing down and up, and they go up even further to the cauldron of your higher mind, which is the same as the upper 3 chakras. And it fills that cauldron to overflowing. So the waters are flowing all around you, and you feel like you're it's just amazing. It's this waters of potential are just surrounding you and filling you and holding you constantly. So you have all this potential flowing through you at all times. And as you bring your awareness to this, you also notice there's a light shining down upon you from above. It's a light, it could be a sun, a star, or just the etheric light that is constantly shining down upon us. And that light is known as the light of order. And it's shining down upon you, shining down, shining down, shining down. And it's basically going into the cauldron of your higher mind, the cauldron of your upper three chakras, and it's warming those waters. That light is full of warmth and love and all kinds of things. And it's the light of order is basically warming the waters of potential. And as it does so, this mist starts forming around you. This mist starts forming around your head. And all around you, there you are. And then it continues to flow down into the cauldron of your heart chakra. And there it again warms the waters in the cauldron of your heart, and the waters and the steam made by the light of order and the waters of potential start steaming out all around you. And the mist keeps going down, and then the light goes down into the cauldron of your loins, and it fills that water to overflowing, fills that cauldron, basically goes into that cauldron and warms the waters all in that cauldron too. And it still continues down even after it warms the waters of the cauldron, and you are right now surrounded by a mist, like you're in a time without a time and a place without a place. But still that light of order flows down, goes down, anchors in the earth. It actually literally goes right down your center and it anchors in the earth. And that is how we know we are the bridge between heaven and earth. That is the moment when we are actually that bridge. And we realize that it's us. We're the ones. So we need to be responsible for that. Now, what we're going to do is these energies are going to stay with you throughout the ceremony, and at the end we will be releasing them. But in the meantime, know that you have the potential of anything you want, and you have the order of how to get it done. And that's all what this is about, and we are all these sacred beings. Be Ashe Ali. And now we start by making an offering to the source of all, from whom all flows and to whom all returns in the great way of things. Sacred source, cauldron of making and unmaking, fathomless sea, bountiful spring, mother of all rivers and all waters, and here in Arizona, the river goddess of Oak Creek, who is our patron, basically water spirit, and we honor you. And so whatever is, your body of water, know that this source is a part of that blessing. May you ever ensure the fertility and prosperity of these lands. Be it so, and please accept our offering. And now we prepare ourselves to make ready for this time of sharing with the powers. So I'm lighting this sage. Without dropping it all over everything. And I'm going to go around the room. I'm basically going to bless the video that we're watching right now. I'm going to bless the screen so that that's basically carrying out to you when I get to you. But in the meantime, I will be going around the room 3 times clockwise. I know the video is backwards, but it is clockwise. And we're going to sing, I'm singing this little prayer that I came up with for this. Sacred smoke, purify us. Sacred fire, make us whole. Sacred smoke, purify us. Sacred fire, make us whole. Sacred smoke, purify us. Sacred fire, make us whole. And now I'm going to invoke the goddess of inspiration. Goddess of inspiration, I call to you. Inspire our sacred words. Lead us in the ways of truth and beauty, and let our words and thoughts be fit, and so our hearts. Please accept this offering. Patchouli rose incense. the highest and the lowest, just like the two powers we just did. The patchouli is much more grounding. The rose is much more of a high vibration. This has both in all. Please, Goddess of Inspiration, accept our offering. And now we honor and unite with the land. So let us be united with you, Lady of the Land, sovereign of the realm under the She, under the fairy. Grant us the abundant blessings of this land. Teach us its mysteries and its lessons as our ways find favor in your eyes. Please accept this offering of grain in your honor. And then we call to peace in the four directions. May there be peace in the east, the ancient realm of prosperity. May there be peace in the south, the ancient realm of harmony. May there be peace in the west, the ancient realm of wisdom. May there be peace in the north, the ancient realm of strength. And here in the center, where all the worlds meet, may peace prevail. Accept this offering as we open these ways. And now we open the ways to the other worlds by calling on the King of the Fairies. Lord of the ways of the underworlds, we call to you now. Hold safe the way for our worship. Maintain a safe passage between this world and the other worlds, that we may freely intermingle with the powers and the allies who come in peace and may wish to share this time with you. Please accept our offering and join us this night. Thank you. And now we call to the powers. First and foremost, spirits of this land, seen and unseen, allies of nature. You who walk beside us, ever revealing to us the beauty and abundance of this world. We honor you and we share this meal with you. Birdseed. Please accept our offering. And we call to you, the Lord of the dead, first of the ancestors, and to all of the ancestors who join you in the feast hall. Ancestors of this place and ancestors of all those assembled and watching from wherever you are. Kin of blood and kin of heart, those who have loved us for always and will always, you who have walked before us, bring us to this time in this place. We share with you this cup of ale. Please accept our offering, ancestors, and join us this night. Take a sip myself. Yay. Now, shining ones, the shining ones, the deities, the highest and mightiest and most worthy of honor, we honor you here. Gods and goddesses of this land and of all those assembled and watching at this time, or whenever you're watching, you who walk before us, guiding and lighting our paths, we share our hearth with you, and we offer this wonderful scotch to you. Deities, please accept our offering and join us this night. And now is the time that if you have any praise offerings that you'd like to make to any of the spirits of the land, the shining ones, or the allies of nature, the dead, the ancestors, or the shining ones. Basically, any of those that you might want to make an offering to, this is a really good time to do it. And I actually was pondering about this quite a bit earlier, about who I would make an offering to. And honestly, lately, I do feel very blessed. So first and foremost, to the gods and goddesses, not anyone in particular. I just feel like I always have that spiritual energy all around me and helping me through anything, through any challenges, difficulties, or whatever. I know I have that energy on my side. But I also want to say a special thank you to my familiar, my dear Misty. She's my cat, and I know I've made offerings for her before, but I don't know what I'd do without her. I mean, she's just a beautiful, beautiful spirit. And I knew from the moment I got her, like way back in 2013, that she was my familiar from a past life or something. So this is in honor of her and in honor of, you know, her presence ever in my life, which I totally and completely appreciate. So blessings, blessings, blessings. And then if you have any that you'd like to make to ancestors, shining ones, or allies of nature, feel free to do that in your own way, at your own time. And now we're going to get into the main part of the ceremony, which is honoring the god Lu. So this time of Lughnasadh, basically Lu is the bright hero of the Tuatha De Danann, who's also known as the fairies, the ethereal people of the Celtic Isles, and also his foster mother, Telcha, who basically he promised that he would hold this time of year in her honor. So basically part of the lore about this is that when Lu was a young man, he travels to Tara, the hill of Tara, to join the court of the King Nuada of the Tuatha De Danann. So basically at that time, the kings and queens were also the fairy kings and queens. So there was this, you know, intermixing in some ways. He knocks on the door of the court of the King Nuada, and the doorkeeper won't let him in unless he has a skill which to serve the king. So he offers his services as a wright. He offers his services as a smith, a champion, a swordsman, a harpist, a hero, a poet, a historian, a sorcerer, a craftsman. But each time he is rejected, as the Tuatha De Danann already have someone with that skill. But when Lu asks if they had anyone with all of those skills, simultaneously the doorkeeper has to admit defeat and Lu joins the court. So that's how Lu got in with King Nuada at that time and became part of the court. He instituted a harvest fair during the festival of Lughnasadh in the memory of his foster mother Telcha. So even before it was known as Lughnasadh, some other traditions call it Lammas, and it's still a celebration of the first harvest. It's still this time of year. It's when summer starts turning towards fall, and that's what this is about. So he took this as an opportunity to take it a little further, and he's doing it in memory of his foster mother Telcha, and it's held on August 1st usually at the town that bears her name, which is now known as Telltown, and it's in County Meath. Horse races and displays of martial arts were important activities at all three fairs that they held, and however, Lughnasadh itself is a celebration of Lu's triumph over the spirits of the other world who had tried to keep the harvest for themselves during the Battle of Mag Turig. So that's another whole story and another whole myth, where he defeats Baelor and spares the life of Bress on the condition that he teach the Tuatha De how and when to plow, sow, and reap, and thus we have the harvest season. So right now I'm going to read a villanelle that I wrote, and this is about the two of them together, okay? And here's the prayer. Lu of the long arm, Telcha's bright sun, this time of the first harvest is your time of year. Champion of games, our hearts you have won. Celebrations abound, time of drinking and fun. You shine with victory, we hold you so dear. Lu of the long arm, Telcha's bright sun. The furthest spear thrown, the longest run, your talents abound, you perform without fear. Champion of games, our hearts you have won. Your rivals all claim that you can't be undone. You even can play a mighty fine lyre. Lu of the long arm, Telcha's bright sun. Lu Lamphada, you are second to none. We've searched the lands both far and near. Champion of games, our hearts you have won. And so we entreat you, many skilled one, for this our right. Come join us here. Lu of the long arm, Telcha's bright sun. Champion of games, our hearts you have won. So now I'm going to make an offering to Lu of this fine whiskey that he loves. And this is for you, Lu. Please accept this offering. And also a little bit of a different kind of blend for Telcha, but still a very fine whiskey. And this is for you, Telcha. And thank you for your presence and for constantly watching over us. We so appreciate you. Please accept the offering and join us here this night. So as this is the time of the first harvest, we want to take some time to ponder upon all that has come to fruition since the spring. And it's interesting, I have like a few symbols. I have this dried corn as a symbol of, growing corn, and Lord knows, I sure ate my share of corn on the cob in the day. And this is a wheat shaft, so it's also about wheat. And one of the things that we can make with either of those, or both together, is bread. And this is actually one of the biggest celebrations of the Lughnasadh season, has to do with bread. Okay, so basically, I hold this bread and I fill it with gratitude for this, the first harvest. This loaf represents all of our gratitude for that which we have been blessed. And in a moment, we will be spearing the loaf in a symbolic act of consummation with the land as we chant, grain to bread, bread to share. Grain to bread, bread to share. So keep that in mind. And then as I do it, one half will be going to the land and the other is basically shared. So it'll be shared, that'll symbolically shared with everybody. And I'm going to take a piece off right now. When I cut it, I will be sharing it with you online and saying this is enough for us. Okay? So what I have is this like beautiful little sword, okay? And I'm going to cut the bread. I'm going to stab, basically go into the bread, and then I'm going to do what I can to cut it in half. Grain to bread, bread to earth. Grain to bread, bread to earth. Grain to bread, bread to share. Okay? So there we are. So this I'm sharing with the land. Okay, this piece I'm sharing with the land, and that's going here in my land offering bowl. And this one I'm sharing with all of you in other ways. I'm basically going to share it mostly with birds, but I'll even take a little tiny piece, which is very unusual for me. I don't usually eat bread. So, but to me, that's part of me, honoring all of you, and this is in honor of you at this time, okay? At the time of the harvest. So this will also be going out when the time comes. And then I have, so that's basically the working for this ceremony. And then what we're going to do is a full moon working. The full moon is in a week from today. And it's also, because that's basically the full moon is on August 9th. In fact, I just posted the video today. I made the video yesterday, but I posted it today. So you can actually learn more about that full moon online on both Druids of the Light and on my YouTube, and also my Linda Mae Costello's Facebook. It's on all of them. So basically at this time, we're going to be setting some intentions for this particular full moon. It's all about taking action on your goals as well as doing your inner work. So we will be using both of these as a theme. And it's a very interesting thing because the sun is in Leo. The sun is in Leo now. And this is part of what this full moon is about, is the sun in Leo. And the moon is in Aquarius. So interestingly, the Aquarius has to do with others. And Leo is more about self. So this is really about combining self and others in some ways. But there are some important things to remember about it. When you're taking action on your own goals, do know that ultimately any goals that are more in alignment with what serves everybody is better. So it's something to think about in whatever it is that you're going towards. The other thing is doing your inner work. That's because there's a lot of different aspects coming in this full moon to a great extent, but even the combination of Leo and Aquarius sometimes causes that. And doing the inner work is basically clearing out things that don't serve you anymore. It's looking at old wounds or old beliefs that don't serve anymore. And as you clear them out, you're more likely to achieve what you're aiming to achieve. So it is important to take both of those in mind as we do this. And it's going to be like a little bit of a meditation. So take a moment to just listen inside to your inner guidance for ways in which you can emphasize the qualities of Leo: self-confidence, playfulness, heartfulness, and lots of energy to take action and achieve your goals. So think about that. And I'll give you a minute to do that. And for me, I just mentioned that for me, one of my biggest goals right now in my life is I'm working on my dissertation because I want to graduate at the next graduation we have with University of Metaphysics, which is going to be in September of 2026. And so I'm diligently working on my dissertation so that I can basically graduate with a PhD at that time. I'm very excited about it. And it does, but sometimes it is a little bit of a challenge. So, you know, that's the other side of it. It's taking action on what I want to do, but it's also looking at, well, what's holding me back, or what is it that, how can I do this? What are the things that I need to know so that I can go forward with this? And a lot of times it's something blocking us that we don't believe we can do it, or we have an old wound that's in the way, or stuff like that. So I'm going to give you some time to think about what is in the way of you achieving the goals that you really want to achieve. And you don't have to do it all at once right now, but just come up with at least one thing. And as you do that, then you can release that, and that will start your process during going forward from here. Okay? So I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that. There may be many things, and you might not be able to get to all of them, but basically say to yourself, as you go through this process, and as you do surrender things, say, I surrender this to you, God, Goddess, and I clear myself for the time to come. And that's exactly what I do. I use my journal for it all the time. I don't know what I would do without my journal. It's the thing that keeps me going constantly. And it is the thing that helps me gain more awareness of what's going on inside of me. And honestly, most of the world doesn't tend to look at that, but it's the most important part of us. So do give time to yourself to go through your inner wounds and release them. I surrender this to you, God, Goddess, as I clear myself for the time to come. And what I'm doing now is I'm making an offering of a sage leaf. This was actually a gift from a friend of mine. And it's a sage leaf that I'm giving to, that your progress and your inner work will manifest gracefully. So I'm also putting this in with the bread, and that will be released to the land. But this offering is for your success as you go through this work, okay? It's important. It really is. So now, what we're going to do now is share this cup with the land and with all of you assembled here. And if you have any words that you might want to share to the ancestors or allies of nature or to the gods, this is your time to do so. It's time to just think about it and do this. So first, what I'm going to do is libate some of this to the bowl for Lu and Talcha. And I share this with you in honor of all of your valiant deeds and in gratitude for the multitude of skills that bless my own life. I am so grateful. Thank you, Lu and Talcha. Offering bowl. And then I also want to libate some to all of you who are watching, at wherever you are, it doesn't matter. I am sending blessings to you. I'm sending blessings to all of you who are watching this whenever it is. And I'm saying right now, may your harvests be plentiful and your lives be prosperous. May you always have bread for your table and coin in your pocket. May the light fill you to overflowing so you shine even in the dark. And may your heart be ever filled with joy. So again, take a sip in your honor. And I surrender the rest to the offerings. And And we're about to conclude, so as we have been so blessed this day, let us prepare to depart and thank those who have aided us. Lughnasadh and Telcha, for your presence and patronage, for your bright, shining countenances and many skills, we thank you. Mighty ancestors, sacred shining ones, and noble allies, for joining us at our fire, we thank you. Lady of the land, for the union that we share with you, we thank you. Fairy King, for holding open the ways between the worlds so that we could be here together, we thank you. Goddess of inspiration, for any honey sweet words that we shared, we thank you. And to the source of all, from which we came and to which we return, we thank you. So now what you're going to do is remember your I call it your tree self, the part of you that's anchored in the earth and rising to the sky. That's how we're the tree, right? So as you do that, let go of the light that's basically anchored in the earth right now, and it's flowing back up, up through the cauldron of your loins, and still it rises up, through the cauldron of your heart, and up, through the cauldron of your upper mind, and back up into the heavens. The light of order is ever shining upon you. You can call upon it at any time. You can keep within your cauldrons, your chakras, what you need at any time, and you can call upon it. But right now, for the ceremony, we're releasing it back and just knowing that we are keeping what we need. Now visualize the waters ever flowing around, all the waters that are still flowing around from the cauldrons. Now that the light is up there, it's no longer just a mist and steam, it's the waters flowing down again. The waters are flowing back down to the earth, the cauldron of your mind, keeping what you need and letting go of the rest. The cauldron of your heart, again, keeping what you need, letting go of the rest. The cauldron of your loins, keeping what you need, releasing the rest, and down back into the center of the earth go the waters of potential. Knowing you can call upon these waters of potential whenever you need them. So the waters of potential, the light of order are always there for you. Whatever you need, you have that. So do know that as we go forward. When you feel ready, feel yourself back in the room that you're watching in, and feel yourself fully present and fully engaged once more in this time. And so we end as we began. Go in peace. The rite is now ended. Via Shea Ali. So I'm coming over just to say thank you for anyone who's watching. I really do appreciate it. Look at these beautiful flowers. I found them at the store the other day. All the sunflowers and these little tiny daisies. They just warmed my heart. They even came with the yellow vase, and I have a corn dolly on it. It's a corn dolly that's hanging above my altar that I do my meditations at every single day. So she just felt right for the harvest season. So she's part of our ceremony too. So I thought that was really cool. But I wanted to share that with you about the flowers, and I also wanted to thank you for coming. You know what? I ask for donations. I don't often get very many donations, to be honest. And I'm not even sure if, Facebook is something that Facebook does or what. I don't know. But I just wanted to let you know that I did set up a link for donations. So it should be able to, I know that there's a tab that you can go to on Druids of the Light that allows you to make donations. And I also think that it shows up as you can donate if you look at the Linda Mae Costello Facebook page. I'm not exactly sure how it works. But I just wanted to mention that because I notice I usually don't get very much, which is fine. I mean, I'm going to do this anyway, so this way I'm getting to share it with other people, and I just love that. That's part of that light shining down out from me. And I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate anybody who's watching this whenever it is that you are watching this. I thank you, thank you, thank you. Blessings of this harvest season to you.